Warning! This video contains flashing lights, so if you are sensitive to light or have epilepsy, please consider turning off the video. You've been warned. Enjoy. Hey guys, I know I'm doing an intro where the intro is supposed to be, but my mic, OBS didn't pick up my mic properly during the actual intro when we were recording this. So, just to pretty much sum up what I said, Thunderspear and I have come together to create this new little series where we just bring a flood of new operator ideas to you guys, so you guys can enjoy some of the ideas that have been sitting up in that brain of his, because he's got some pretty interesting ideas. I think you guys will like it today. So if you guys want to see some more operator ideas or a specific nation, tell us down below in the description, and we'll try to answer your questions as best as possible, and we'll try and cover the next nations like that. He mostly has European and Asian operators set up, nothing over here on our US side, because those are pretty much already in the game. So yeah, so once again guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you Sex Beast next episode. Peace. So over to Thunderspear once again. Here are some more of his wonderful operator ideas. Don't forget guys, once again, if you want to leave your nation's ideas, list it down below in the comment section so he know what we're recording for next time. Alright, here you go, Thunderspear.
Alright, thanks again, Moose. Today we're going to be covering the Belgian DSU. And basically their weapons are the FN-FAL, FN-SCAR, M39 EMR, H&K 45C, and the Ithaca Model 37. So first up, you have Gyer. 2 armor, 2 speed. Gyer is a truly terrifying individual to the enemy. He comes equipped with radiation grenades. These grenades, like Smoke's gas, will drain victims of their health. However, these grenades can be thrown much further than his canisters. These grenades will distort the vision of those around them, and his personal Geiger counter will let him know when it's safe to enter the room. These grenades have a distortion range of 6 meters, but only have a maximum damage range of 5 meters. 2 meters or less will cause substantial damage, 7 per second, and a lasting health decay. Health decay is at 1 per second for 10 seconds. 1 meter deals very concentrated damage, 10 damage per second, and will decay at a rate of 3 health per second for 20 seconds when out of range. These grenades are very, very dangerous to a hostage, as the radiation can go through walls, desks, couches, nearly anything. Next up we have Gypsy, 1 armor, 3 speed. Gypsy's ability will automatically spot any and all attackers on the map with active outlines in red. This ability can only be activated once and lasts for 10 seconds. This ability also identifies drones, charges, and other devices. These are labeled in yellow. When Gypsy activates this ability, it is held down for about 2 seconds to avoid accidental activation early on. However, this does leave her vulnerable during concentration. She needs to make sure she is undetected and hidden before activating this ability. She is a defender. And I should also note that it doesn't identify the attackers for her team. This is exclusive to her, and it only lasts for a short time. So, saving throw. Next up is probably the most evil operator on this list, simply because of her gadget. This is Maggie, and there is a pun here. 2 armor, 2 speed. Maggie's gadgets are some of the most annoying things you can have. For any weapon that has an external, removable magazine, Maggie's third arm devices will release the target magazine, causing the enemy to be left with 1 round remaining and losing what ammo was in the clip. This does not work on shotguns or weapon gadgets such as Buck's skeleton key, but assault rifles, marksman rifles, pistols, and SMGs are fair game. Even Fuse and IQ's machine guns aren't safe. The bigger the magazine size, the more you should be looking for these third arms. They are relatively obvious and will only target people moving through their FOV at less than a sprint. These are very good when located just inside the objective entrance, but are easy targets for Thatcher. Pairing her with Jaeger is your safest bet. So essentially, if you're moving slower than a speed, your weapon is stable enough to be targeted, so watch out. Next up, we have Wrecker, 1 armor, 3 speed. Wrecker deploys the Rhino Mark 8 Stampede drone. A relatively large 4-legged drone, the Rhino is the ultimate in remote breaching and attack. The Rhino can sprint, and doing so will cause it to charge through doors using the battering ram in place of its head. The Rhino will need to reach maximum normal running speed before it can sprint, meaning rapid attacks are impossible. This device moves about as fast as a 3 armored unit at a sprint, but the ram allows it to breach walls and doors. The device is difficult to maneuver when sprinting, but it does 100 damage per hit. This means the Rhino can incapacitate a defender with a single ram attack. This will stop the Rhino, and the Rhino will need to get back up to speed before it can sprint again for another attack. This device is fairly large, the reason Wrecker moves so slow for a 1-armored attacker. She only moves at the speed of a 3-armored unit until she deploys her Rhino. The drone takes 5 seconds to set up and synchronize, and can then be controlled like a normal drone. It can spot enemies and be viewed by dead players. This behemoth can take an astounding 200 damage before being destroyed. Next up, Manticore, or 2 armor, 2 speed. Manticore is a very aggressive attacker. Actually, the cousin of Wrecker, Manticore's drone is much more offensive, but much more restricted. His Manticore Mark I assault drone is incapable of navigating terrain, and takes a total of 8 seconds to deploy. While it has a similar structure to the Rhino Mark III, hang on. Oh, never mind. I misspelled that. Mark VIII. The Manticore, or Mark I, is much more aggressive. While he did have to sacrifice armor capability for ammo capacity, the Manticore can still take a beating. Equipped with a single minigun on its back, which has its own health gauge, the Manticore can spit out its entire 250-round belt of ammo in 10 seconds. This creates amazing suppression opportunities, but the Manticore cannot aim more than 25 degrees up or down from its original level position. It can, however, rotate a surprising 135 degrees in either direction horizontally. The Manticore, however, is not affected by electrical devices due to its rubber-encased feet. This allows it to continue through bandits' wire and can even stand up to a clip from an MP5K. Manticore must, however, remain on the same floor as his drone, meaning he is vulnerable to roamers that flank his drone. His drone moves at the rate of, gotta turn the page here, there we go, a 2-armored attacker at full non-sprinting speed. Having the Rhino and Manticore together is a lethal combination. The Manticore can only take 120 damage, the same amount as a fatal amount of damage to a non-revived player. However, all hits on the Manticore count as limb hits, meaning focusing fire or using hit-and-run tactics are advised for survival. That said, a single knife hit will neutralize the drone. And lastly, we have Badger, 2 armor, 2 speed. Badger's ability is his weapon. He wields a Honey Badger PDW. This weapon has no damage drop-off, an integrated suppressor, and multiple attachments. Firing in full auto, 3-round burst, and single shot, this weapon can deal about 38 damage per body shot on 1-armor targets, and is very reliable. However, the damage drops off as targets get more defensive. Body shots on 3-armor targets only deal about 18 damage per shot. Badger is a defender. And that is all for the Belgian DSU operators.
Holy god, just listening to that is the... I mean, the Rhino sounds pretty cool, and that Manticore, just, I don't go home. I don't want anything to do with that thing. That thing sounds horrifying. Yeah. Once again, guys, thank you to Thunderspear for sharing this information with us. This should be a weekly series, so we'll hopefully have one next week, or if you guys really like this, we'll have one again this week or something. So once again, leave your nations down below. Ask questions about the operators once again down below. And other than that, thank you once again for Thunderspear for coming out, and we'll see you next piece.
No problem, man.
Peace.
Peace.